Hello everyone, and that seems to be working. Well, maybe. Maybe it is. Alright. Like I said, at some point I will learn. But that some point isn't now, and it probably won't be anytime soon. So, yeah, here we go. Just double checking. Seems like it's live. Quality of the sound seems to be okay. If you do think the audio is too loud, well, let me know. We're back on the pressure map. We're still in a bad tide and we just ran out of water, but not a problem. We have technically 2 water pumpers enabled, but we still have a little bit of water stored in the bottom here. All right. Overall, we did finish wrapping up all the bad water supply that is now being transported away from all of our areas, which I think overall pretty good. So let's see if we can keep this going. All right. Just a few more adjustments. Hopefully that will make the streaming experience a little bit better. All right. So there are a couple of things that we need to do. First of all, we obviously need more beavers. And we need for them to live as long as possible. Because, well, we only have 4 adults, and that's not a lot to keep our colony working. However, we do have some beavers. 1 beaver that is actually harvesting and replanting the carrots, so that is good. 1 beaver that is pumping the logs, so that is also good. And 1 to actually make planks. Interesting. Do we need that many planks? We actually kind of do. Because now that we have stored it, the majority of the water stuff down here, we can actually keep working on finishing up this area by building the last sluice and the last levee over here that will then automatically supply us with water without having to worry about the bad water. Another thing that we really want to do, or should be doing, is placing down levees up here to start closing this area off. Because once we're down here and have finished that other side, we can build 1 more levee, and then we still have a little bit of a water sink in here that will supply our farmland and our trees with the added water, while the rest of the water should be flowing out from the top here into our area there. And our beavers are actually happily, I want to say, already building all of this. Not entirely sure why we decided to put a platform here. We could just put a sluice in. We don't have quite enough metal for this, but I think it would be the better choice. No. We need to put the sluice 1 further ahead so that we actually match the downstream depth with what is beyond that gap here. So we can actually adjust it to here rather than up there. All right. So they're still building this. I guess slowly building this. I might actually have 2 beavers work here. Yeah, we don't need the high priority. We do have 33 planks, so that's overall not too bad. And now we should have, yep, 2 builders. 2 builders, always good. 16-hour workday, so they should be able to reproduce. Which ultimately will help us, well, make our way through. All right. Pausing this now, we do have enough water in storage for the last 0.6 days. That gives us 3 builders. and we will need the free builders to wrap up the building area at the bottom there. So what I will actually do, well, it is good that they are working on the stuff up here. We should already start to high prioritize those two levees. And as soon as the regular water comes, all of that should kind of flow out. I'm hoping. Not entirely sure how long that bad water will get stuck in the corner there. So we might end up with a few poisoned beavers. I really hope that's not the case. Alright, there we go. Good water is rushing out. As soon as this opens, I think that's when we're gonna remove this levee and start building the remaining. Close above oh, it is open now. Okay, here we go. So let's destroy you. Unpause you to keep you on the highest priority. And they're already building this. Very good, very good. I hope they don't get contaminated, but we will see how that goes. We do have a 5th adult beaver. Awesome. Meaning we're also turning on our water pumper again. 6 adult beavers. Perfect. All right. Getting there. Slowly, but steady. Okay. Still have one in here. I guess we could add a second one in here. Make sure the replanting works faster. How are you guys coming along here? Not too bad. Also need to set you on the highest priority. And whenever you get a chance, you should also transport out the logs here. And then you need to be on auto. Meaning I want to close, I want to deactivate that. And I want to close below a contamination of 1%. And we're gonna set you to 2%. I think that'll be fine. Especially with this now blocked off. They should have quite an easy time flushing this area out. I mean, we could also streamline this a bit more, but I don't think it's quite necessary. Alright, this is also actually almost done. Very nice. Yeah, I think we're making it back, slowly. Alright, I'll probably leave a message in the chat. Feel free to say hi. And let me know if you either can't hear me or the music is too loud. There we go. Don't think anyone is listening yet, but it's probably not the worst idea to have a communication line up. Let me go ahead. I think, yep, here we go. They're done with that now. Levy in here, highest priority. Let's see. I need to turn the water back on. Overall, that is looking good. Power supply, yep, doing great. So the next step that we need to do, once they have, oh, they have already finished building these. Awesome. So as soon as they're done with building that, we'll put in one more levee up here, and then there should be the regular water coming out from this side here and supplying our area with water. Of course, there's a drought approaching. Why wouldn't there be? Which means I don't think we'll be able to... I guess we wouldn't be able to wrap this up anyways. One thing that we can do, though... Let's set you on the highest priority, 10 logs. We're running a little bit low on logs, so let's unpause. Actually, not unpause, set one of our lumberjacks to the highest priority. So we're getting a few more logs in, because we definitely need some more in order to finish building that stuff down here. Oh, you could have just hammered it into existence. There we go. This is done. Let me quickly turn this off. Remove the path here. And then, like I said, add the levee here, which will help us through pressure built up to get the water into that area when we actually need it. All right. Might even leave sort of that area that gets down here in there, because I think it would be quite useful to have that. Need more logs. Let's unpause another lumberjack. Just making... Oh, we do actually have a good amount of logs. Alright, pausing you again. 2 workers. I guess we have 2 of them in here now. Don't need 2 anymore. Remove that to 1. Let's see. You're getting there. I guess I can actually raise you all the way to the top. And then need to make sure that, yep, they are building this now as well. Alright, that should be done before the drought hits. This is in already as well. So we'll have a little bit of water storage, not a ton, but a little bit back here, which I think will overall be very nice to have. Alright. Still need to ultimately wrap all of this up. Future worries. We do have 3 baby beavers though, so that is awesome. And yeah, doing okay again. So nice to have a cup of coffee on a Sunday morning, listening to some music and playing Timberborn. Hope you guys agree. Anyways. Oh, have you guys finished this down there? You're already building... you have. Awesome. Look at that. It's a little bit still contaminated. That is to be expected. Let me pause you in the hope. Actually, what if I release all of this now? It is nighttime. Yeah, I actually shouldn't. Alright, 11-day drought. We'll be fine. 7 adult beavers. They're slowly repopulating all of our buildings. Does make me wonder, where is the bad water source under here? Oh, there's regular water down there. Interesting. Oh, I could have also set the water coming out here. That's kind of nice. Makes me a bit nervous with the blockages here, but I'm guessing they will be okay. That's the bottom. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure where the bad water is coming from. I mean, this is actually separate, so don't need to worry about that. So it must be in here somewhere. And okay, now that does make me a bit worried. I guess it would be okay. Maybe I should have placed another... Oh, I could have actually just flooded it out this way. There's the bad water source. Okay. Wait. When that thing underneath explodes... Okay, it will not go through. Ooh, okay, good. overall we should be fine here with the water. So I am glad to see that. There we go. Beavers doing all right. 8 adult beavers. We're doing our recovery. It's gonna be good. All right. What do we need to focus on next? Well, besides getting everyone back to work. So I guess we don't need the highest priority on this anymore, because currently there's nothing to build, I think. There we go, quick pause. You haven't gone in here, you don't have power, that makes sense, so I will pause you. You are back in, that is awesome. And I think we'll just place more oak trees over here, starting to fill up this area as well. Could unpause another lumberjack. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's actually keep this on a low priority. One builder right now is fine. And I guess we're gonna take this corner right there. Once the trees are chopped down, and turn this into additional food supply. The brambles are a bit annoying, but otherwise they are okay. So let's have a look. Well, we could put up the grill. Do have the sufficient farmhouse, and if we finally add more of our beavers in there, you know, they should be okay. What would we actually plant? Sunflowers would be good, potatoes would be good for grilling. And then wheat is, yeah, much further down. We could also just start with our chestnuts. If we were to place them over here. Actually, what would happen? How far could you reach if we're putting in a platform system like that? Yeah, not that far. Well, we could increase your reach if we're placing you a little bit more in the center. So let's plan for that actually. So if we remove these from being replanted, actually from being chopped down for now, add this one back in, and then making sure they don't get replanted. There we go. We will still need to create a pathway up there. So no replanting for you guys. So in the long run, we'll basically make this available again. Alright. Also don't need to pause this one anymore. Yeah, you guys can keep building all of that. And then maybe we'll add dam pieces up here. Yeah, I can see the benefit for that. Gives us another 0.5 level up there. And then it will kind of look nice too. At least I think so. Alright. 5 planks left, meaning don't have that much stuff to work with. Still 1 beaver. Yeah, you didn't need to prioritize this one. Alright. However, we do not need the stairs anymore. You can't do any work on this side. So let's remove you. And if we want to get over here, I should have left it in. Because we can actually just keep a constant path up this way. Not quite necessary, but if we do that, and then just place our staircases up there, and actually remove that too. And that means I can also free up all of that stuff. Gonna leave that path in, not that we really need it for now. Again, can't hurt to have additional connectivity throughout your settlement. So we're gonna do all of that. Makes me wonder, maybe we'll just stay on top here. Yeah, I think just like that, and then place our sluice in front of here. Make sure we're closing this above a downstream depth of... how high was it? Okay, 0.9. So 0.95. Does that make sense? That does not make sense. 0.9 is fine. And then it will keep the level at the same height as this, so meaning that lower area will actually not let any water out, which I think is overall pretty good. Need to make sure, again, currently just no power. Only 4 more days in the drought, but we're doing overall okay, even with our water retention back here. That has evaporated, no surprise there. But, you know, good starting point. Maybe in the long run we'll explode some of this out as well and have another kind of exit down here. But future worries. 10 adult beavers, definitely recovering. You don't have anything to do in your area, so let's remove you. And for now we're actually just gonna mark you to be cut down as well. Also, we could free up some more planks, keep our production here going if we remove the stairs up there, but I do want to keep it for now. Would probably be good in the long run, find a pathway up there, or to have a pathway up there. All right. Water pump still doing okay. We do actually have 2 water pumpers back in. But you on a slightly lower priority? Didn't change a thing. Really? I guess so. We had the rest of the missing people are just construction workers, builders. So, yeah, that's just what it is. Right. Obviously doing okay in terms of the number of beds, but I want to increase the happiness of our beavers. And I do think the best way of doing this would be by adding more food. Simple way of achieving that would actually be to, well, for one, we can actually just go ahead and increase the worker count here. We have 1 builder left, but with 3 of them in here, I think we might be okay to place down. Now, should we place down potatoes? Let's do it. Let's keep this side with our carrots. And then once they're done harvesting all of this, we'll fill it up with potatoes about the same depth. And then we can place down a grill, which doesn't need power, it just needs logs. So overall, yeah, we'll be okay. Need to make sure we're actually keeping that space available. And I think it's gonna remove all of these as well. There will be plenty of berries in the bag. Let's do something that I usually don't do as 150 science, so we're not gonna do it either. Make sure we're also going ahead to plan for paths in the bag. All right, then the grill can go in here. Recipe, grilled potatoes. And already plant a few, because they can definitely grow. And they do take a little while. 6 days, not too bad. And then we're turning 1 potato into 4 baked potatoes. Not entirely sure how that works. But yeah, sometimes you just shouldn't ask questions. All right. Doing okay overall with water. I mean, the drought is almost over, so that is good. Have put in the stairs here. This one's missing one plank. We will need some more metal, which makes me think as soon as the drought is over. Actually, I'm already gonna unpause you. And maybe we're doing that like this for now. Drought is over. This should pretty quickly start creating power with the bad water that's coming out of here. Could also increase our power production if we block this area off. Bit worried in that case that it might overflow. But maybe it's okay. Alright. Still nothing. Unstable core. Do we care about you back there? Wow, that is one big explosion. Ah, okay. I see. You guys are making your way over this way. I guess I could have removed this and have it set up here, kind of. Regular outflow there, normal water outflow there. No, that wouldn't have helped. But with this, I think we're in a good situation where, well, we don't care about stuff. As long as it doesn't blow this part open. But I don't think it would. Well, could also be that this is the next end of our current season. Alright. Slightly lower priority again on our builders. So we actually make some more. I guess we need the lumber mill and the smelter running. Okay, just like that. Water is coming in. Have also removed some of the trees here, but I don't think, yeah, I'm not ready yet to place in a path. Next bad tide is already coming. Guess that's okay. 3 days. Would love to get this built. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna make that happen. How is the bad water coming over here? All right. Quick pause. Replace this area down there. Still water coming out of here, that's good. Nobody is getting in here anymore. Nobody seems to have been poisoned. All right. Putting in more potatoes. Making sure our potato production is coming along. Also want to make sure we get the metal blocks in here. I guess we could remove those damn pieces. Ow. Oh. I see. In the bag, there we go. Creates a bit more spacing here. So we're gonna place in a few more levees. And I keep the option up to actually raise this area as well. Not just these, actually. how do we best approach this? I mean, ultimately it shouldn't overflow, to be honest. I mean, for now we're building them like that. That should help. Can free up some more lumber here. Don't need to do that yet, but we'll keep that as an option. All right, still building everything up here. Let's actually make sure this is your priority. We might actually be able to make this. All right, beavers. Time for a night shift. I don't encourage that, but it is what it is. Right, and immediately going back to 16 hours, because I want to make sure we have as many baby beavers as possible coming out of all of this. All right, 2 more planks. And then we just need a bunch more of the logs up here. Good, so that is in now, which means I can actually lower you. You're keeping this at 0.9, you're at 0.9. So that'll do just fine. Okay, 6 more logs. Sorry, beavers, no resting. I need you to work through the night. They're all asleep yet already. Great. Good times. Can you finish it? I don't think so. But again, let's make sure we're going back down to 16 hours, because again, we need just more beavers. 2 more. Come on, who's the hero? Oh, there we go. I don't know who the hero was. Alright, what if we set this to 0.85? No, 0.8. There we go. You're closed now, and I think that'll work out just fine. The next thing we really need to do, again, is just make our way up here. So a double platform would be useful. Now, we don't have the science at the moment, but we can actually unlock 2 of our inventors, unpause, not unlock, and have them do a little bit of work for us. Also filling in the rest of the potatoes here. Overall, doing fine. I'm so glad we do have the power from the bad water over here. That just makes our life so much easier. I'm still wondering... I think we should be okay if we have all that bad water. That crazy. We should have enough capacity to deal with all of that bad water. But yeah, let's not mess with it just yet. I'm glad we have some water storage coming. That is nice. Put you on the lower priority to make sure we have actually turning all of our inventors on. Just to be on the safe side. And you just keep constantly pumping a little bit of water in here. I guess that's okay. Currently there's not that much excess storage, but once we build some more, or build this more up, I think we might actually be completely fine for the rest of the season. Still not entirely sure if I'm going to turn this into a season, but it has been fun so far. Alright, oh, hold on actually. Will you flood this side? I do not know. Alright, let's do an emergency build of a double level layer system of levees. There we go. Make sure we're setting you on the highest priority and actually you on the highest priority. You guys can do it. Nope, everyone just went to bed except this one beaver. Where are you? Vobinus. Thank you. At least one of them is working. Alright. Yeah, that makes me a bit nervous. What if the bad water is coming out of here? But I guess 2 levels high and the bad water will all leave the map over here. So that'll be quite good. Oh, that's where the underground mine is. Okay. Alright. 2.2 more days. But we might actually be alright. Uh, 24-hour work shift. Another one of those. First layer is in, but they still have 5 more of these to build. And I'm really just hoping I'm worrying about nothing. But you never know in this game. Especially since the new update. These explosives make planning your colony so much more tricky. So I do understand why they put it in. It makes it very interesting. But also, yeah. Tough. Okay, I was wondering why everyone was thirsty. But they're just not drinking. Good, and done. Alright, safe. Water seep we could utilize later on as well. Create a little tunnel basically in here. That does remind me we actually need to upgrade the level, the height level over here as well. So let's go ahead and plan for that as well. Alright, if we built it like this. Will 2 levels be enough? Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 levels up here. 1, 2, 3, 4 levels up there. So that should actually be okay. And since we're already building up here, why not add the water seep into this area as well? Alright, so we'll need to put in our path. It's gonna head down this way. There'll be a ladder here. There's a levee here. And then, actually, yeah, let's just not put a ladder down 1 level. If we do it like that, we should be okay. Build this around here. Make it a bit easier on it. So, one sluice in this direction, the other one in this direction. And then fill up the rest with levees. That should also easily allow us to climb over it. Alright, there we go. Don't need this one, so you're gonna disappear. We actually don't then need to build these. So let's remove them as well. And the next thing we're just gonna add is technically double platforms. We can unlock them, so let's do that. Make sure we're connected with our staircases. and then they can slowly start building this entire area out. Yep, and they're already coming. Right, you should be closing above a contamination of 2%, and you should be closing below a contamination of 1%. Yep, I think that'll work. And then we have some additional water supply in this corner, as well as having raised our overall level. All right, so we need a double platform, or double platforms just be there, single platform here, and that's already everything we need. And then put in our pathway system, and that doesn't work. Yeah. There we go. Path out here, and then pathway system up there. All right, that will do. Still have 6 open positions. Oh, potatoes are in. You should be on a slightly higher priority. There we go. Regular priority. Regular priority. There we go. All right, 6 open positions. Why? So those 2, yes. What else is open? Oh, I guess. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why you're open. But that explains it. And then we have 1 more open position. Nothing here. Oh. They are building all of this already, so I'm pretty happy about that. Kind of used up the majority of our water supply back here. But still working with only 1 water pumper. So that's not too bad, and only 7 more days to go. Also doing a good job at getting all of this done. Nice. We have enough metal for 1 sluice. I guess technically I wouldn't need to do that. One sluice could be enough. And then it can just fill it up and tip over. I mean, it's a water seep, so limited pressure. I guess that's okay. Doesn't need a lot of pressure. Yeah, maybe we'll leave it like that. And again, will that... I think that will work out as I'm hoping. We'll see. We'll see. Future worries, I think. Alright, 6 more days. Still a bit of water left back here. It's nice. I love how everything turned green. Everything down here is also doing good. So everything's still marked for cutting down. Let's actually go ahead and put in a path over here so it doesn't regrow there. And besides that, 6 empty beds still, 7 baby beavers. Nice. Actually, I'll set you on a lower priority now. And we are making grilled potatoes. That will help our beavers be happier. Gonna raise you to 0.9. Actually, maybe just 0.85. Hmm. Nah, I don't need to worry. I think that's fine. All right. Good. Grilled potato production still doing good. Overall food supply is doing good. Water supply is slowly going down. Makes sense. 25 beavers with one water pumper, that is not enough. So let's turn the second one on. I don't think we need to really figure anything out here. I will utilize that later for like the large water pump whenever we unlock it. But yeah, future worries. Future worries. Okay, plank production still doing okay, even though it is slow. Could probably consider... We do have the paper mill now. All we need is 20 gears, and we can actually put in a large windmill. Oh nice, here and here. Only question would be how do we get over there? But otherwise, I don't hate the idea of it being all the way there already. I'm also very surprised that actually fits in there. I mean, alternatively, we could go down here and replace this connection with the large windmill once we have all the material ready. So why don't we actually plan for that? So put in a small warehouse that will give us the added storage for our gears. Planks, I think we have enough of these already. No, we need 40. Might actually move this. If I move this over one, I can build a larger storage area, a large pile, basically on top of here. Which I think would be good to store the excess planks. Yeah, I think we should do that, or plan for that at least. But if I am removing this now, we should be okay. Because the dams should still keep it at around 0.5. And then we can fill up the rest with... Maybe it would be good to have it here instead of there. Or we leave it as it is. What if I destroy you now? Put a second one in here just to make sure I have to flow out. Do I need a second one? Well, we're in a bad tide, we're not in a drought. Oh, I'm thinking about this way too long. Bottom line is we need a little bit more storage for our planks. So for now, let's put one in here and keep this moving. It's also only 2 logs, so that is fine. Make sure this is on high priority as well. Because we're already done with 10 of our, almost with 10 of our gears. So very soon we'll have the ability to place our windmill there. I'm really surprised I can place that windmill. I won't be able to place it there. Uh-huh. Yeah, wouldn't be able to do that. I can place it here though. Or... Actually, that might not be the worst idea. If we are gonna go ahead, we could unlock this. But do we need to unlock it? I don't think so. If we build this up, we can put our power shafts here. Let's actually see if we could place... No, you're too close to stuff. You're fine. Okay. So place the power shafts here. And then we can remove this entire layer. Build the windmill in here as well. And then I think we're in a bit of a better situation. Right. Regular cycle begins. The next thing that we can already pre-plan is put the staircase down here and connect this up with a path so we will actually be able to reach down there. Make sure this is on high priority. Gear storage is in, added plank storage is in. Almost at 40 planks for that. Very good. In the meantime, they're still just building. I mean, doing a pretty good job getting all of this done already. And I know it says low pressure, but I think we might be okay. And we easily survived that bad tide. Alright. I think we will high prioritize this. Wait, no, that doesn't make much sense. Because we will need to wrap up the height over here for it to be properly, like, blocked. I mean, while they are working on this, if I do tell them to high prioritize this, and then place another double floodgate in. 250 science, well, we do have the science, so let's do it. Place that here, highest priority. And once they have finished all of this, we're not too worried about this area in the back here. They can finish up the building around that extra water source at their leisure. But we can, once all of this part of the wall is in, we can raise this one by another 2 levels. Which I think will be good. So actually not highest priority, but second highest priority. Although we can we already build? No. Even that will just fill up to 1 and then all the water will go out in the back. I guess it's not a problem, to be honest. I mean, it would be sad to lose the excess water, but it's not like it's actually affecting our colony that much. Oh, look at that. We have 2 unemployed beavers. Finally. Paper mill? Yes. We need some storage for the paper. Temporary storage. So let's build another warehouse, highest priority, to store paper. And once that is in, we can actually get the extra, well, paper that we need in order to build our windmill in the back here. Alright, coming along, coming along. Log supplies doing overall okay. This hasn't been cleared yet. I mean, we could also just place another forester, not lumberjack. If we do that and place that one here. Let's do that. Place that one here. But you're on the highest priority. Yeah, there's a lot of high priority going on again, but I think that's okay for now. Then pine trees. We can actually just set up the entire back area. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 21. And another 10, so 31. This is another 8. Another 14. Yeah, this will... So what I'm thinking is this forester can actually plant all these trees, and then we can remove it and replace it with a tapper shag, which I think will help us. Just getting stuff done. Let's actually mark these for removal now as well. And then would probably be good to get the maple trees in as well. All right, let's do it. Let's remove everything here, and then this can become our maple farm, and this can become our acorn, chestnut farm. But of course, it causes issues because beavers get super quickly injured when they deal with brambles. I guess why wouldn't they? So long term, we're gonna have a connection through here. Trying to figure out where we would place additional medical beds. Actually, why not here? Well-being. Where's the medical bed? This is where I am really missing the leaf coats with their 3 beds in 1 kind of thing. Lower the priority on these. Oh, good. I guess I'm almost done there. This is not filling up as fast as I expected. Is there so much evaporation going on down here? Crazy. Right. Overall, not too much left to build back there. Look at that. So we're getting there. Slowly, but steady. Alright. So we could also, instead of putting our... Actually, first of all... Yep, we're not trying to chop these down. We could even put our maples down here. No, I'll leave this area for chestnuts. I think this is a nice area for chestnuts. Alright, more medical beds are in. Good. Means all of our beavers can recover at the same time. And once this is done, I will remove you as a medical bed. And we'll also just move you for now closer to our woodcutters, which makes a ton more sense. So high priority on that. And then I think we'll be doing all right. I guess I still have a ton to build, but, you know, not too bad. I don't think I need to worry about the bad water anymore. So let's go ahead and remove this path up here again, so they actually go through the water and get their wet fur perk. Very much like that. A drought has started. So let's have our 1 beaver do all the work for us. I guess we don't need to prioritize the smelter. You're lacking scrap metal anyways. So let's turn our scrap metal production back on. We do have now 30 adult beavers, and we have recovered to before the incidents. Wait. Okay. You're opening up this. What does this mean for me? Bad water is flowing out in this direction. There is no bad water in there. There is nothing in there. Interesting. But I have blocked this part off anyways. Oh, right. So if I wouldn't have had this blocked off, all of our good water would run out over here. So another thing that we have already sorted before it even became a problem. That is good engineering. How is the water level looking back there? Not too bad. And they have also wrapped up all of this here. Good, good, good. All the medical beds are in. The brambles are gone. So let's go ahead and place our chestnut trees. And you guys are already building more storage, water storage up there. Cool. I think we're doing all right. I mean, long term, we could even raise our water level if we wanted to. Not entirely sure if it's necessary. In the meantime, let's mark all of them for demolition. I mean, you guys don't need to build that tall. Let's have you finish this first. Because once this is in, we don't need to worry about it anymore, and I think we'll be off a lot better. But we can think a bit more about well-being, and I think these up here would be great contemplation spots. 3 of them. Put in a path between them, and then we're adding a little bit of decoration, specifically trees in the middle, which I think will be quite nice for them to have. Let's make sure. First things first, stuff up here highest priority, and then you can focus on the contemplation spots. And then we could even consider expanding our housing. Now, if we want to have more beavers, we will need more water pumpers, which means we should probably think about the large water pump, which needs treated planks. So treated planks, it needs pine resin. We're getting there. We're over here with our build. It's not too bad. And then again, once, yeah, I do want them to remove this, all of this, and then we're sealing this area off basically as a separate wood supply area. Right, let's slightly raise the priority for these. Oh, look, the contemplation spot. The first one is in. Can we... This is where I really miss sort of the first person mod. Yeah, I can't quite see it. But that looks overall pretty nice. Minus the dead trees. But I am hoping our woodcutters will get to it at some point. Hopefully. Actually unpause another one of these. Here we go. Tree is in, contemplation spots are all in, second tree is coming in as well. And we do obviously have more and more injured beavers. Part of me wants to remove that bridge, the natural overhang, and move the staircase one over. Yeah, don't need to do that right now. Next thing that we will need to figure out is actually how to build additional space for our beavers to live, which could actually be nice if we have a little bit of a tiered thing back there and put some rooftop terraces out the front. Might also be nice if we had an additional 1 block in the back. We could add another layer like this, and then have the paths come in between. the rooftop terraces. Nah, maybe we're okay for now. Again, we also just need more water, and that's kind of what we're building towards. With more water though, I also want to make sure that we have an easy path for our beavers to get to it. I think we'll actually just cross-connect this over here. If we add this here and build the water pump right there, might not be the worst thing, to be honest. I guess once we have showers in, or like, what are they called? The for bathing. Lidos probably. Could add one here. And I guess if we add one piece up there, add a second one right there. Could also think about now adding some more decorations. First of all, let's make this symmetric. And add a light source just across. We will run a path down here, actually. And then remove the paths around it over here. Maybe actually, let's do that. If we add both trees on the inside. Sorry, shrubs, not trees. Put in the lights over here. Then it will actually start looking like a proper entryway. And I like that kind of idea. Alright, 8 beavers are injured. So all of this are our chestnut trees. Could add a few more, but I think actually adding the rest as maples will overall be good to have. Actually, let's just see if we can't. Once they've removed all the brine walls, if we can't, just expand it all the way in the back here. Alright, what else can we do for the well-being of our beavers? Let's actually see. You're level 9. Well-being +2. Well-being 2. Next one is level 12, 17, and 10. 10 we could actually be able to get to relatively quickly. So let's absolutely plan to expand up here. First of all, because it makes sense. And second of all, I guess why not? If we actually add, so let's have this as a path. Actually, we don't need this if we're adding this as a path. So let's say we go back here and have the path in the back there. Once we add more of the platforms above, we should be able to put our rooftop terrace right there. And we still have the space in the back to actually wrap up our housing expansion. Right, making sure they're building this now first. They're probably working on, yeah, they're kind of working on the stuff back here. How is our gear situation? Is plenty, so we can pause our gear workshop. What's our paper is doing good as well, so we can pause you. And now we need 40 planks in order to build that large windmill. Do we have the science for it though? That is the big question. 1,400 science. So the answer is no. Now we could build the observatory first. Which might not be the worst thing to do. Kind of like the idea of it being here, even though with the wall right, actually why not, is far away. But it actually makes sense. And then we can actually put in zip lines later on to get our beavers up here. Yeah, I think that's okay. I know why nothing's being built. We don't have enough beavers, because 7 of them are still injured. At least now 1 of our beavers, 2 of our beavers are kind of now working on it. 3 of them. Good, good, good. And again, just making sure they are happier. Kind of just don't want to destroy this bridge. It's nice to have a bridge here. Tough choice. Tough choice. Food-wise, we're still looking good. Water-wise, we're looking okay. I guess there's a little bit of loss. Surprising. Both of them should actually be able to supply about 30 beavers with it. Alright, only 1 beaver left that is injured. Well, that will change soon. But I think I will like this when it is completely done. So let's plan the other side as well. Which will also mean we'll actually remove this path here. And once we remove this path, obviously the medical beds need to go. But yeah, we'll figure it out. A bit of a stretch. There we go. Planks are coming along, slowly but steady. And they had actually removed all of this, so let me remove these at the highest priority so we can build the path in and don't need to worry about the berries kind of spreading where they shouldn't go. Come on, that couldn't have taken that long. Oh boy. Right, here we go. Put in the path for now, and we're replacing this later on with other stuff as we need it. Could also look what else do we have in terms of food. Aquatic farmhouse. But we do have a good amount of water space to plant things. This could actually, both of them could be really nice over here. If we are going to remove that. I mean, we're in a drought now, so now when the bad water comes back in, I will see if it actually floods over here. And if it doesn't, all of this can disappear. Oh, average well-being of 11. Very good. Now back to 10. That is okay as well. And we're adding more maples over this way. We're almost done with the brambles. I wonder if they've always been part of the game and they just removed it for a period of time. But yeah, who knows, who knows. Alright, maybe I want them to finish this as well now. So let's set you on the highest priority. Rooftop terrace is in as well. Look at that. Looking very cozy. And the next thing, like future expansion, we can put all of this in here. Add another rooftop terrace over here. And then fill this corner with a light facing the pathway and a shrub in the back for a bit more separation. Right, drought is over. Very soon we'll see if there's bad water swapping over here, and if we can just remove that without any worries, which I would appreciate. We'll see how it goes. All right. Unstable core, 10 days. Let's see which one that is. My guess is, yep, it's this one that we hopefully have taken care of and don't need to worry about. If we do need to worry about it, we're screwed. All right. This is coming along slowly but steady. We do have 1,000 science, which means we could actually unlock... We're unlocking nothing for now. We're now gonna remove our forester. Yes. And replacing you with the Taposhak, 500 science. There we go. Needs 10 gears. That's okay. This still needs like 3.5-ish days. Not too bad. We can actually unpause you and pause the the manual power wheel now. Yeah, doing okay in terms of the demand. And our water back here is filling up again. Long term, might want to hide that bad water. Not a nice site. It's an okay site. But there's nothing flowing in here. Which means I will actually remove this stuff. And then we can plan ahead. We do have many more logs than we have planks. Wow, that took forever. So what I will do is create an area like that, put in our staircase here, and then a path that connects to the front. That should allow us, once we unlock the aquatic farmhouse, place that here. Yeah, that obviously didn't make sense. We will need some way for the water to get through. So we're gonna do that. And then we can place the aquatic farmhouse here, which I think will be ultimately quite nice to have in that location. Let's make sure we're adding a little bit of blockage from sight kind of thing, and then put a light in front of it, which I think will look pretty nice for the farmhouse. And then we can already plan a little bit more just there, putting down some trees. Under decoration. Man. Okay, let's do the lamps first, not the middle one. And then put in a few more trees, shrubs around it. Alright, I think that'll look quite nice once they have built it, which kind of to be expected will take quite a bit before they will get to it. And we do have one unemployed beaver. Do still have enough of the paper. We do need a bit more metal, so let's unpause our smelter. That will help us get to the 10 metal blocks that we need in order to put in the sluices over here. Part of me now wants to just expand. I guess we could put a temporary water pump in. You know what? Let's do that. Because I think that will help us get there quicker. And then we're going to go ahead under housing and unlock the triple lodge. Putting one here. That's only 250 science, so that's not too bad. Put another one here to list. Kind of makes me wonder if I should replan. Actually, why not? So if we're adding paths here, now this obviously looks pretty ugly. So let's go ahead and place one more platform here, connect this up, remove this path. Alright, set both of these to the highest priorities, and I'm gonna set you guys to the second highest. And then we're just gonna add a little bit more decoration per usual. I think a shrub will be nice. Place it right there. Alright. Also set this one to the highest priority. They will finish this first, which kind of makes sense. And that also makes me think we ultimately just need a bit more plank production. So let's go ahead and place another plank manufacturer here. Let's place 2 of them down. And then already in a pretty good spot. Alright, this has somewhat filled up, not a ton. That tide started, 19 days. Let's see how far we're gonna get. Oh, also need to high prioritize this one, as we're having more beavers now drinking some water. And we can also look a bit more in more decoration. This. Or this. You know what, for the front, let's place this one down. And we should also plan to actually do the same on the other side. So we'll pause the triple lodge here, just so we can make sure that we can place another triple lodge over there. Disappears. Go around there and making sure. Well, first of all, I had to quickly double check, but it is not overflowing, so that is good. And like I said, some more decoration. Another lantern. Let's put in another shrub on the other side. Oh, look at that. That is in as well. I think this area will look really nice once it's done. Alright, unstable core. Again, that's the one that we don't need to worry about, hopefully. But there's also nothing we can do at the moment. So let's take it from there. Still making enough power for everything, so that is nice. And we're producing planks a lot faster now. So, we don't have enough science yet for the large windmill. That is also okay. I think long term, we might just explode this area out. Maybe too wide. All the way to the other end. Have our windmills up here and then connect it into there. Going into our little industrial area here. But then again, maybe we'll just move the industrial area into this corner, opening up a little bit more of the green area down there. Only downside is we're losing the continuous power supply during a drought, or bad water, bad tide. Oh my goodness. But yeah, we'll figure it out. We will figure this out. All right. Just figured I need to do something right now. Just checking if we're actually live. Yep, we are. Like I said, at some point I'll learn how to stream. But overall, we're doing much, much better. Still doing okay with food supply. We now have 9 baby beavers, thanks to our new triple lodge. Building lax material. Really? Okay. Message received. Put down a few more potatoes. Not that it will make that much of a difference, but every little bit will help. And otherwise, yeah, our plank production is much, much better now. Which means we can actually now also put this guy in. There are plenty of pines to be tapped, and then we can place our observatory up here. I think will be quite nice. This area might be actually a good area to harvest some bad water. Or we could put it down here and create another like bad water storage system here. Might also be quite nice. Do we need that much bad water? I don't know, to be honest. Right. I guess the explosion has happened. Good. Well, I'm saying good. But I think it is actually okay. Doesn't seem to be flowing anywhere much. So yeah, we might be alright there. Hard to tell in the bad tide that's currently in progress, but yeah, we'll see. We will see. Alright. I mean, instead of waiting for building the observatory would be good. We can actually also then remove our inventors. Would also be nice to unlock the large storage, or the large underground piles. Future worries. Oh, look at that. First sluice is actually in here. It won't do anything until the rest is built around it, but that's okay. And just to be on the safe side, I will actually go ahead and replace one of these with a dam. Yeah, I think that's okay. Actually, let's not replace it with a dam. Let's go ahead and replace it with a floodgate. So we can raise the dam height to 0.9 and hopefully get a little bit more water back here if we need it. Oh, look at this though. You guys are not tall enough. Okay. Okay. We have noticed it, so that is something. And then place all of that like here. I'll actually remove these. Yes. Also remove the path on top here. Yes. And then we'll just make sure that we have a pathway system up here. Not that we really need it, but I like the idea of the spiral staircase. So let's unlock it. And we can put the paths, the other staircases up here, and fill the rest up with more levees. There we go. Looking good. Just putting a few paths on top. That's looking really nice here. Makes me wonder. This should make building upwards so much easier, right? Yeah, I think so, because you're going around the corner immediately. Gotta try that at some point. But for now, still doing okay. Glad we built this. It doesn't seem to be a problem right now. I guess we could also remove the blockages here to make sure the flow is in the direction that we want. Where are you actually going down here? Through there, in here, and there is a blockage, so no need to worry about that. I think that is... Oh, there's another blockage. I see, I see. Anyways, I think we're technically okay, even if it flows in this direction. Could be nice at some point, make it a bit cleaner. But not quite necessary at the moment. Alright. What else? What else can we do? Should we be doing right now? Not necessarily can, just should. I mean, more builders would be good. Haulers would be good to get at some point. Could also already plan to expand over here. Where would we put haulers, to be honest? And maybe even more builder huts. I guess right in front of these could be good. I mean, we also have this whole space up here. So let's look at that. Haulers. Place one here already. And another builder's hut just across. Workplace priority, the lowest. And then this will actually be second lowest, perfect, second lowest. So whenever they have time to build this. I've put a ton of stuff in for them to do, and I guess they're still working on everything over here. So maybe the builder's hut, highest priority for now. Because I'm pretty sure our baby beavers are gonna be growing up real soon. Like that. Kind of make this smaller. Not quite as invasive. Yeah, and ultimately we just need a ton more builders. Alright, and as our baby beavers grow up, they can immediately become additional builders for our settlement. Like it? Don't like that. No, I think that's okay though. Worst case is we can add another level area kind of in front here. Lowest priority for now. Actually, second lowest is still fine. Don't need to highest prioritize this one. Tapper Shack is in, good. Pine resin has come in as well. So we're close to actually unlocking our science, which will help us free additional workers, because even a single scientist in the observatory creates more science than inventor in an inventor's hut. There I have to say I like the idea of going medieval, where you kind of need to store your knowledge somewhere. But again, it makes a little bit more sense if you're passing it down generations. Whereas in going medieval, it's kind of, yeah, you get new people coming in, but the whole generational part doesn't quite happen. Anyways. Alright, glad we built this builder set. Let's actually high prioritize the next one. 7 baby beavers. Doing okay in terms of food. It is going down a bit. So maybe instead of the observatory, aquatic farm could be good. I guess we don't really need this path right here. Just cleaning this up a little bit. Again, mostly thinking of the aquatic farmhouse. And I don't like that this goes one to the side. I guess we're not that short on planks and stuff. So if we do it like that, add another area here. Now they should be able to pump right through the middle. And then we can destroy this part, which will ultimately then become a good walk path for our beavers. Alright. Good. Next builder set is in. And not too early, because there's already 2 beavers kind of in there doing their jobs. And that massively helped with getting all of this done. I like it. I do like it. Alright. Could create more beavers. Sounds a bit drastic. Maybe not drastic. Reckless? Reckless is probably the good word for that. Doing overall okay with the water. Stuff here relatively low, but not too bad. Oh, look at that. Good. That water is already flowing out here immediately. This will dry out hopefully very soon. Which means I can lower this now. And then in the next regular season, we should have additional water supply. Need to make sure you're also on the higher priority list, so to speak. Good. Hollow post is in as well. And beavers to work there. I always have this on the lowest priority. I know technically it makes sense to have them go in a little bit higher because they carry double what the regular workers do. So in order to get your economy going properly, it does make sense. But yeah, I don't know if we really need that right now. Long term, we do need to figure out additional farming areas, I would say. And maybe we would actually place them here. So we could just block this off. This shouldn't be too hard. I need to stop rotating the camera around so much. Then there could be farms here and actually on both sides here, but it is pretty far away from our settlement. Hmm. I mean, if we only were to keep it like this, we'd be fine. But this is our entire water storage to face the droughts and everything. So I kind of don't want to lose all of that. I mean, we could move these. But I've just put so much work in there already. Yeah. We'll see. We will see. Next thing first. Only 50 more science. And then we can finally put in our observatory. It does actually need power, and I completely forgot about that. Alright. So we will need to deal with that. Which means let's go ahead and place a levee over here. And then we can place a water wheel on the other side. I guess it needs to go there. Fair enough. Let's do that. Highest priority on all of these. And where do we send the power to? And we want to build the observatory here. For now, let's actually expand sort of the path on the other side so they can also reach this immediately. Now they can anyways. So let's see, if we are placing platforms over here, we can easily modify the path there, make a bit more space, and then actually just run the power lines along here all the way over there. All right. Now we don't need the path on this side, so let's remove you. What we will need to place though is a level up power shaft, and then connect all of this up. Actually, make sure everything is high priority over here. I do want to get this done, especially since we now have enough science for the observatory. And like I said before, the observatory towering over this will actually be quite nice. So we'll place you here. And all we need to do is remove that and connect it up just in the middle. And because we're added, let's just make sure they can actually go over here. Then we can even simplify the path on this side. All right. Good. We do have now almost, what is that? 4 times 4 beavers as builders. So almost 16 builders, 15 technically. So all of this should hopefully get done real soon. Currently we're low on, look at that. I guess we weren't supposed to build that yet. But on the right side, they're doing pretty okay with getting all of this in. And in addition, we can't unlock this yet, which means I guess 120 signs for some smaller ones. That could work out. And you're producing 150 power, you need 200, right? Yep. So a small one would actually be a good starting point. So why don't we actually place one right there as soon as we have the science? But things are coming along up here. Pretty good. 35 power. Not a ton, but a little bit. Oh, look at that. This is filling up. Are you tipping over? Can't quite tell. You're open, right? Close above contamination of 2%. Yeah, I think you're open. I guess so. I guess it did say low pressure. So maybe it can't actually raise it beyond this point. That'd be interesting. I mean, we can fix this over here by just exploding out one level. Would be kind of nice to have. I guess future worries for now. Let's see how you guys are doing. And I think we're actually, yep, we're there with the science. Well, let's unlock. Yep. Small windmill. Logs and planks. Also put you on highest priority. And yep, we're slowly getting to that point where we need to be in order to start prioritizing this one. I mean, it has everything but the planks. We're also pretty low on logs. So maybe it is also time to increase our log production. Well, sometime soon, I guess. You couldn't place that last one back here. Okay, let's remove you. Seedling, almost grown up. Kind of getting there. Unconnected building. You guys have already built that. Right. Ultimately, just short on planks. But I think we've done a pretty good comeback. Wait, why are you guys prioritizing the brambles? 21 open positions, 8 injured beavers. Crazy. Anyways, like I said, I think we've made good progress as a comeback from our 4 adults, 1 baby beaver to a blooming colony of 36 beavers. And I think I will end the episode right now, so thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.